Seth freaking Rollins, and this is BrettO Live on YouTube.
What is going on, guys? BrettO Live back with another video, and welcome to the Week in Review, episode 65, everybody. And we're going to start off with a banger of a show, Monday Night Raw. Normally, Raw has been bad over the past couple weeks, but this Monday Night Raw was wow. I thought it was really freaking good. Even the main event women's matches were really freaking good, guys. We are going to get into it, so without further ado, let's jump in. Starting over here, it was Drew McIntyre who called out Dolph Ziggler. But then Dolph Ziggler said, I have somebody else that you have done over in the past and not cared about. And then I'm like, wait, who? And then Heath Slater comes out. I'm like, wait a minute. He got fired with a bunch of people a couple months ago. What the heck is going on? But yeah, I guess he never got fired because if you're in a WWE ring, you have a contract. Trust me. But yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, Heath Slater comes out. He's like, Drew, I was always there for you, but you were never there for me. I want a title opportunity. So he gave him a championship match right then and there, and boom, Claymore kick. 1, 2, 3. Heath Slater was done. And then Dolph Ziggler jumped in the ring after Drew McIntyre started walking away. Dolph Ziggler jumped Heath Slater, and then Drew McIntyre run back, and then he helped out Heath Slater, and then they handshook. But yeah, I just thought it was super interesting, kind of out of the ordinary to see Heath Slater out of nowhere. You never know, it could have been Heath Slater that picked up the WWE Championship, and then we would have had Jinder, Drew, and Heath as all WWE champion, 3MB, which would have been pretty freaking crazy. But yeah, that was a pretty good way to open up the show. I thought it was a pretty good match, pretty good moment how Heath came back. Thought it wasn't too bad. Moving over here was Bobby Lashley and MVP versus Cedric Alexander and Ricochet. But before this match, MVP actually unveiled the brand new United States Championship. I'll post a picture on what it's supposed to look like. Obviously, it's not this one. This was the older version. But yeah, I think it looks beautiful, man. I love the title, dude. The big eagle on the bottom just looks so freaking cool. I think the title's so unique, so cool. I really like it. I think it's really cool. But yeah, and then he self-proclaimed himself as the new United States champion, and he hasn't even beaten he did beat Apollo Crews, but that wasn't a championship match. So yeah, MVP thinks he's the champion, which is insane. But yeah, after that, Bobby Lashley and MVP versus Cedric Alexander and Ricochet, and Bobby Lashley did pick up the victory for his team by hitting a massive spear on Cedric Alexander. I thought it wasn't a half-bad match. Thought it was pretty good. Ricochet, he needs better. He needs to become a singles competitor. Have Cedric Alexander join Bobby Lashley and MVP, and then just make Ricochet a singles competitor, please. It would be so good. But yeah, that wasn't a half-bad moment right there. Thought it wasn't too bad. Moving over here is Kairi Sane versus Sasha Banks. This match was pretty good. I'm like, wow, first time ever match. This match isn't too bad. And then Bayley interrupts. Ding, 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 ding. There goes the bell. Bayley gets a disqualification for her team. And then it ended with Kairi Sane jumping off the top rope onto Bayley and Sasha. And then that's how it ended there. But yeah, otherwise, that was a really good match, and it ended in a disqualification by freaking Bayley, man. Pretty disappointing. But in the end of the show, the main event, Asuka versus Bayley, champion versus champion, SmackDown versus Raw here. It was a pretty good match, and I also enjoyed this one, surprisingly, because as you guys know, I'm not really the biggest fan of the women's matches, but these were pretty friggin' decent. But yeah, there was just a bunch of controversy with Kairi Sane and Sasha Banks on ringside because they were trying to get involved, and then all this. It was just so good. And then in the end, Asuka just pinned Bayley with like a sort of pinning maneuver, and I thought it was pretty cool because Bayley rarely ever gets pinned, which is crazy. But yeah, guys, I thought that was a pretty decent moment, pretty decent main event. Moving over here, it was Billie Kay versus Ruby Riott. This was definitely the most boring match of the night. I could not care less about this one whatsoever. In the end, Billie Kay just hit a powerbomb on Ruby Riott. Just put Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan together already. I mean, this is just getting so old. Such a boring match. Really disappointing. Couldn't care less about it. Moving over here, it was Kevin Owens and Rey Mysterio versus, well, it was supposed to be Aleister Black versus Rey Mysterio, but the Messiah and the Disciple actually attacked Aleister Black before this match even began, so he wasn't cleared to compete. But yeah, Kevin Owens jumped in. Kevin Owens and Mysterio versus Buddy Murphy and the Messiah, Seth Rollins. Amazing match. Definitely favorite match of the night. So good. So much controversy with Dominic on ringside. Aleister Black actually made his presence known. He was distracting Seth Rollins as Rey Mysterio took care of business against Buddy Murphy. 1, 2, 3, picked up the victory. And the winning team chose the stipulation for Rey and Seth's match at Extreme Rules. Rey's team won the match, his stipulation choice was an eye for an eye match. So he said he's going to tear out Seth Rollins' eye. What the crap? That's insane. But, yeah, I don't even know if that's a stipulation for a match or just a sort of just like a thing to say. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of confused about it, but still, that sounds gruesome. Super excited for the horror show Extreme Rules. But, yeah, that was a pretty amazing match. Interesting stipulation for sure. Moving over here, it was Randy Orton, Andrade, and Angel Garza versus the Viking Raiders and the Big Show. This match was also pretty good. A lot of controversy, man. As you guys know, Selena Vega has been trying to get at Angel Garza and Andrade on the same page over the past couple weeks. But Randy Orton said before this match, "Don't get my way. I'm going for the Big Show. Don't get my way." And Angel Garza started messing around. And then Randy Orton's like, "Get out of the ring. Get out of the ring. Get over here." He throws him up against the like the barricade, like Spider-Man did do Flash in the movie. And then he's just basically like, "Don't mess this up for me. Get your head in the game. Will you get your head get your head out of your butt, you know?" And then yeah, and then Randy Orton gets Angel Garza and Andrade on the same page, and they end up winning the match with an RKO out of nowhere to Eric. 1, 2, 3. Really good match. I really enjoyed it. Thought it was really good. I thought this entire Monday Night Raw wasn't too bad, man. Thought it was really good. I really liked the United States Championship design. I think that's amazing. I thought everything about this show was great. If I were to rate Raw this week, I would give Raw a solid 8 out of 10, man. I thought it was freaking awesome. But yes, guys, now we're going to jump into SmackDown. Continuing the weekend review here with SmackDown. Moving over here, they actually replayed a match. Yeah, they replayed Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt at Money in the Bank a couple months back. When they were like in the building and fighting at the top of the tower. But yeah, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, obviously, you know, we all know the outcome of that match. It was Braun Strowman that picked up the victory. But yeah, of course they're replaying this because of their horror show match and the swamp match coming up this at Extreme Rules. But then again, like, just get them on the show and just do a little more story build up, not just replaying match. I mean, it was kind of disappointing to see them just replay a match. Moving over here, beginning of the show, it was actually an episode of Miz TV with special guest Jeff Hardy. Not too bad. Basically, the entire point Miz needed Jeff Hardy out there was because Sheamus had a challenge set out to Jeff Hardy, and Miz delivered it for Sheamus. Basically, the challenge was a bar fight. So Jeff Hardy and Sheamus will face off in a bar fight at the horror show Extreme Rules. So that's going to be freaking awesome. They're literally going to be in a bar beating the crap out of each other. That's going to be awesome. So excited. But then, of course, Miz TV always ends out in an all-out brawl. So then it turned into a match. It was Miz versus Jeff Hardy in a one-on-one match. It wasn't a half-bad match. I mean, it was okay. I wasn't really the biggest fan of it. John Morrison was playing a big distraction backstage. And in the end, Sheamus actually popped up on the Titantron expecting to be a big distraction for Jeff Hardy. But it actually turned out in Jeff Hardy's favor. Miz went to roll him up, missed the cover, and then Jeff Hardy actually rolled him up. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Jeff Hardy picks up the victory. Pretty cool. But again, the match wasn't the best. I really hope at Extreme Rules this Jeff Hardy and Sheamus rivalry does end because it's kind of getting a little weak for me, not going to lie. The beginning was so good with the car crash. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. But yeah, it's just kind of flattened out for me and not really the best. And, but yeah, should be good at the horror show, and this match wasn't too bad. Moving over here was Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss versus Bayley and Sasha Banks in a tag team match. This match was really boring. Really wasn't into it at all. In the end, Bayley actually cheated to win, of course. She's this freaking boring, terrible heel. So, yeah, she just basically pins Nikki Cross, basically just like this, gets some leverage from the ropes. 1, 2, 3, boom. And I'm like, oh, there we go. Okay, who cares? I just wasted like 15 minutes of my life. Boring match. Super disappointing. Couldn't care less. Hopefully Nikki Cross picks up the title at Extreme Rules, and then Alexa Bliss turns heel on Nikki Cross because of jealousy. That would be sick. WWE, take notes, please. Moving over here, it was actually a singing competition. It was Lacey Evans versus Naomi versus Dana Brooke versus Tamina, which I don't have, but yeah, they did go up in a singing competition. They were singing classic WWE Superstar theme songs like Honky Tonk Man, Dusty Rhodes, Jeff Jarrett, some pretty good theme songs, but yeah, they were pretty bad singers. Besides Naomi, which surprised me, she sang Dusty Rhodes, and then at the end, it ended in an all-out brawl after Naomi was decided the winner by the crowd, and Lacey Evans attacked, and then it ended out in an all-out brawl. Lacey Evans, and that turned into a match. Lacey Evans versus Naomi, and that ended up in an all-out brawl, super disqualification, and yeah, it just ended, I guess. Really boring. I mean, just really, like, why? Yeah, like, come on. Why? Like, just boring. I don't know, man. Moving over here, it was actually the main event of the show. It was Cesaro and Shinsegae Nakamura versus Kofi Kingston and Big E, the New day. Not for the SmackDown. Oh, no. It was for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Forgive me. It was for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. It did end in a disqualification. The ref could not gain control in the center of the ring, and he had to call for the bell. And but then, after that, after the bell was ringing, there was no, well, of course, New Day is going to retain because of disqualification. But, yeah, after the bell rang, it just ended out, it was just a catastrophe after that. Cesaro and Shinsegae just basically dominated the New Day. They did a powerbomb to Kofi Kingston off the top of the rope, through Big E, through a table. And I'm like, oh, my God. The New Day is going to dominate this team probably at Extreme Rules. But yeah, not a half bad match. I mean, it wasn't the best main event, but then again, it wasn't the worst. And then they had up to titles. No, we do not have brand new SmackDown Tag Team Championships. I just thought that would be a pretty good thumbnail to get Shinsuke and Cesaro holding the SmackDown Tag titles. But yeah, they did embarrass the New Day, not going to lie. But yeah, guys, look at that view right there. One more look. Pretty cool. But yeah, guys, in the end, that SmackDown wasn't too bad. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Let me know down in the comments if I'm forgetting something for SmackDown. But yeah, guys, if I were to rate SmackDown this week, I'd give SmackDown a solid 6.5. I wasn't really the biggest fan of the show, not gonna lie. I'll just give it a 6. I mean, I didn't really think it was that good. But then again, some people might have mixed opinions. Let me know down in the comments down below. That was Raw and SmackDown in the Week in Review setup style. Make sure to smash a like on this video, and we will make sure to do every episode every single Saturday. See you guys later. BrettO Live. And subscribe to the channel. Out.